Hi, friends. Today is September 23rd. The topic of the day is if you have a question, the question being, how do I open up a corporate or business bank account? So, usually you're asking this question just like I did a couple of days ago because you're looking for whatever venture you're trying to start. There is a need and a demand for a company card, a corporate card. Typically, what I've seen in analyzing and researching what I'm trying to do, which is launch a Amazon FBA or FBM, there are certain benefits that come with having a company card. And definitely when you have a card from a business bank account, it also allows you to, in my opinion, it's gonna allow you to make transactions. Obviously, you have to pay for vendors and additional expenses as they come along in order to do the business that you gotta do. You gotta pay for the cost of goods sold, right? COGS. So here in 5 minutes or less, we're gonna run through what I can tell you based on my research. So I went to the bank and I spoke to people from the major banks, Bank of America and Chase. Why did I choose these two? Well, first, they're also the closest to me physically, so it was a short drive over there. But there's actually a very important distinction when choosing a large bank, especially Chase, Bank of America, and I guess Wells Fargo, because you want that name recognition. So if you most likely for your new business or for your new venture, that's what I recommend. No need to go to a small regional bank. No need to go to a definitely don't. For this purpose, I wouldn't recommend a community bank or anything like that. You want a big you want the largest big bank in America, and that's going to be BFA, and it's going to be Chase. It's internationally known, even to a lesser extent, like Wells Fargo, because it's not as well known internationally. And gosh, even if you're like stepping a little bit further down from like here in California, Bank of the West, and those other banks like that, I wouldn't recommend that. Just stick with Chase or Bank of America. Also, another side benefit of that is they're gonna have checking accounts. There's gonna have credit cards for you, and there'll be other services that other banks might not necessarily need. The thing that you will need to know from these bankers, here are the requirements: EIN number. They have to have a EIN number. So if you don't have that, I'm gonna have a video in the next couple of days because I just got my EIN number. So EIN number is basically it's like a personal, like a social security number that I have, and the vast majority of people here in the United States would have. So EIN number is just a social security number for a individual business. So definitely, if you don't have your EIN number, don't waste your time at the bank because that's an absolute. And number two, guess what? You're gonna need to incorporate your small business. So if you haven't filed articles of incorporation, do that now because that's gonna hold things up. That's exactly what's happened with me. I filed through LegalZoom. I have a video. I'm gonna put a link. I did it just yesterday, which was 21st. And I went through kind of how to do that. I chose LegalZoom as my way to doing it. So those are the two biggest things. You got to have your EIN number, and you already have to be filed, and the bank would have to look you up in the state that you live in. So again, here in California, where actually it costs $800 annual fee for incorporating a LLC, which is what I did and other businesses. I have to wait. I have to wait and wait and wait. It seems like forever. So those are the two biggest things. There's going to be other verifications as well. Two forms of identification. Usually that's not a problem for people, but hey, you gotta get a driver's license or identification number. At least have a passport that hasn't expired yet. So that's another pro tip: is make sure all your identifications are updated. And generally, in order to make sure things go without a hitch, it'll be nice if all those documents are consistent. It has your name, and most importantly, it has the same address. You know, your driver's license should be the most updated current address, and it should match with the Articles of Incorporation. So in 5 minutes, that's how you set up a business bank account, which comes with checking, which comes with a business credit card, typically, most likely in a Visa or MasterCard, which I can tell you, some vendors, it's a requirement. They won't do another form, Visa or MasterCard. That's what you're going to be looking for. Okay, signing off. You guys have a good one.